Okay, welcome to today's lesson on solving two-step equations. If you take a look at these 6 questions, these are some questions that you should be able to solve without any hesitation. If I can ask a small favor, if you can pause right now, see if you can solve these 6, and then we will check that. Thank you very much. Okay, welcome back. And sorry, I've got it over here. All right, these are the solutions to these questions. This first one right here, this is multiplication, 4 times some number. So you're going to do the opposite. You're going to divide by 4. You're going to get x equals -9. Second one, we've got a -5 times some number. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to divide by -5. We get x equals 7. Should be able to check both of these, plug them back in, and you should get those answers. Next one, we have x over 4 that is divided by 4. You will sometimes also see that as 1/4. The opposite is multiplying by reciprocal, which is 4 over 1. You get 64. Double check. 64 divided by 4 is 16. Next one, we've got division by a -5. So the opposite is multiplication by -5. And we get a -45. -45 divided by -5 is 9. The last two, we have a -7. So the opposite of that is +7. We've got to balance both sides to isolate the variable. And we're going to x equals a -8. The last one, this is +11. So the opposite is -11. We do that to both sides. We get a -41. And if you take a moment to go -41 plus 11, you should get a -30. Okay, so these should be the basic skills that you should be able to do. What we're going to try to do today is we're going to try to tie this together and we're going to try to solve two-step equations. I'm going to start off with just basic whole numbers. On another video, I'll use some decimals and fractions. For many years, I've been saying this right here. You want to undo the addition and subtraction, and then second, undo the multiplication and division. And that should be the order that you're going to go into. It's kind of like the opposite of order of operations. So one of the things that I think back is way back when I was a teenager and I was actually working a job. Yes, I was making less than $4 an hour, but I'm going to make it a little bit easier for you. I'm going to make it as $4 an hour. And it was true that as a dishwasher, I would get a $5 bonus. And sometimes I'd walk home with maybe $97 while I'm going to high school. Now, this is before taxes. So I have to think of this as an equation. Equation might look like this. 4x, x standing for the number of hours I worked, plus that $5 tip, and it equals 97. So the first thing that you got to think about is number one. I got to get rid of any addition subtraction on the side that has the variable. So I have a +5. The opposite is -5. And all I have to do is I will subtract. Now we'll get 92. This is eliminated the 5. So I'm going to be left with 4x. This is multiplication. The opposite is division. So I take a moment to divide 92 by 4. I should get an answer of 23 hours. So basically that week I worked 23 hours and I came home with $97. One that looks similar to that one is maybe a possibility that you're in a cafeteria, maybe you're buying a wrap for $6 and you're going to be getting a couple milkshakes throughout the week. Maybe some of your friends are using your account. End of the week, you get a bill for $34. Now I'm going to incorporate some integers in here because I'm thinking about owing money as a negative. So I've got a -34 as your balance, $4 for each milkshake that you purchased. And that's what the X stands for is the milkshakes. And you're subtracting 6 because you already did a wrap. So if you didn't even buy that sandwich, your bill would not be $34, it'd be a little bit less than that. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I'm going to get -28. This right here is multiplication. The opposite is, you got it, division, divided by -4. And you get an answer of 7. So that week in particular, you purchased 7 milkshakes. And if you want to double check, just go 7 times 4. That's going to be 28. But since it's a -4, that's going to be a -28. Subtract 6 and you get your balance of -34. Okay, these are the basic ones, but then you're also going to occasionally have problems that are going to look kind of similar to this next one. I got quite a few nieces and nephews, and many of them are having children at this point. So if you think about this, sometimes we split up the gifts. I have 6 siblings, so if I include myself in there, that makes 7 of us, and we're going to split up a gift. And sometimes some family members responsible for getting it, but maybe they're going to forget about the shipping and handling. So let's imagine this, that we have the gift, shipping and handling, and I am responsible for paying $36. So that holds true for all my siblings. To solve this, I want to get rid of this +12, take away the shipping. So I'm going to subtract 12, and I am going to get $24. Now that means that I'm going to take my family, purchase this gift, divided by 7, it needs to come out to be $7. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to multiply by 7. I'm going to get an answer of 168. Now, some of the examples you're going to come across are going to include decimals, fractions, larger numbers, larger negative numbers. That's okay. Just always remember, the number that's by the variable, that operation right here, this is a plus. You're going to want to do the opposite, which would be subtraction. And then whatever number is next to or below the variable, we're always going to do the opposite. And one thing is think about is multiplying by the reciprocal. All right, good luck with it, and hopefully you are having success with it.